Well, you can always move it.
Yeah, but then there'll be like a hole in the wall.
So what?
There'll be a hole. I don't want a hole in my wall.
Well, no one's happy about it, but it happens. That's literally the point.
I want my rooms to be perfect, like me.
Oh, I see your hair right now. They don't see it, so
I look
we
great.
both know.
I'm prepared and I look flawless.
Really?
And my skin looks flawless and I shaved and I am fresh and new.
So if we were going to make this a video podcast.
Let's do it.
You would have no problem.
Let's go. Turn this recorded nonsense off. It's time for video footage. The world needs to see us.
I don't know if you're there yet.
I'm there.
I don't know.
I'm there.
I think maybe later today. I think you're more of an evening looks kind of person.
Everyone vote below if you would like to see me right now because I look stunning.
Well, if you would, you could just take a picture of them and show what.
All right, I'll do it.
Let's see it.
No, I'm not going to.
I see, so I was right. Facts only, people. Hi, everybody, and welcome back to the Two Gay Mats podcast, a special post-Thanksgiving edition.
Oh, my God. Happy Thanksgiving.
Happy Thanksgiving to you. How was your Thanksgiving, Matt Steele?
You know, my Thanksgiving was Thanksgiving.
As a person who outwardly hates Thanksgiving.
Fuck Thanksgiving. Okay, I've decided this is the official year where I'm officially the Grinch of Thanksgiving.
I just can't believe you're going so hard about it.
Thanksgiving sucks.
It doesn't suck. It maybe gets too much, because I agree, Christmas is better, but like you really are hating on it a lot this year.
I do not care about Thanksgiving at all. Like I'm like, sure, this is nice, but like I can, like I guess if you like see your family for Thanksgiving, that's cool. But like you can see your family on Christmas. Like,
but I mean, I think the whole point for people is the food of it all. Like I do think the specific Thanksgiving foods that at least I get and that I feel like a lot of people get, they're exciting, and that's a good thing.
I guess that's cool. The annoying thing with Thanksgiving is it's kind of just like the whole thing of it. I always feel like I'm at someone's house, and even if they're like my closest friends, there's something that still feels really formal to me about it, and I'm like, this feels weird and awkward. Like, why are we small Thanksgivings are good, like when it's like 3 people.
Okay,
like the year was just like you, me, Jamie, and like Mushan, who was really cool.
Yes.
Like when it's just a small amount of people. When it's always like a big group of people, it always feels like oddly formal.
Okay,
and I'm always just like, why are we acting like this? Why are we just like wearing our nice sweaters and like having polite conversation when like normally we goof about like, I don't know, like blowjobs and applesauce.
I mean, wasn't someone's parents there?
Oh, so they were this year.
That's probably why.
But they were fun. Like we were having fun with it. And it's just like, just the whole thing. It's everyone gets like one plate of stuff, and then everyone at the end of their one plate has to be like, oh, I'm so full, oh my God. And it's just like, isn't this just like an average meal? Like I don't know.
You don't get more food on Thanksgiving than you would in a normal meal?
Not really. I always eat to get wrecked. I don't know about anyone else. Like I don't know what the difference is. And the thing with the turkey, I don't understand the turkey. Have you ever had a Thanksgiving? First of all, you always get only like 1 or 2 slices.
I mean, I don't think
the main part of the meal.
I do agree that the turkey, it's a misnomer. I'm not looking forward to Thanksgiving or the Thanksgiving meal on Christmas, which I get because of the turkey. The turkey is good,
sure,
but like I honestly would prefer the ham.
Yeah,
if there's a ham option, and of course the sides. Like give me the stuffing.
It's all about the sides. I will admit, it is all about the sides, the stuffings. It could honestly just be stuffing. I don't give a shit.
Seriously,
everyone. And have you ever had a slice of Thanksgiving turkey that wasn't at warmest room temperature?
I've had warm turkey.
I don't think I've, in my however many years of having Thanksgivings, I don't think I've ever had a hot slice of damn turkey, because it always takes 25 hours to carve the damn turkey. I don't get it. And someone always makes a green bean casserole that's ginormous, and everyone always has, of course, the tiniest little spoonful. And then at the end of the night, someone's like, does anyone want to take the rest of the 2/3 of this giant green bean casserole home? And no one says yes, so you just dump it. It's Thanksgiving to me is just a complete and utter wreck, and everyone it's the fact that everyone stresses about it and everyone goes on and on about it, when I'm just like, guys, it really doesn't need to be this big.
I think it can be fun if you have the good sides, if people are enjoying themselves. I don't have any strong feelings for or against. I get a couple of days off work. I'm not going to hate on that. Like, this is fine. It's not Christmas. When people say it's better than Christmas, they're crazy.
No, they're crazy.
But I do think you're going a little above and beyond.
It's just, like, this was the year where I sat down and I was just like, what the hell are we doing?
Wow.
Like, yeah. So yes, it's not awful, but it is fine.
Okay.
It's fine.
So were your specific Thanksgivings fine, or is this what you're so upset about?
My Thanksgiving was lovely, I guess.
After all of that.
I was at my friend Greg's. We were with my friend Fernando had his parents in town because his birthday was 2 days prior. So like it was a nice time and we had a good time. But like I was just sitting there just being like, what the hell? What the hell are we doing as a society?
Okay.
And I don't, when people are like, oh, Thanksgiving is better than Christmas, it's just like,
no, that's we don't listen to those people.
Maybe you specifically, like, I don't know, you don't get along with your family, so you don't go home for Christmas. So like you personally, you have a personal reason why you don't like Christmas as much, but like, that's not a right reason. like that's not like an overarching reason as to why Thanksgiving is better for everyone than Christmas.
Well, I went to my boyfriend's lives out here in the LA area, and so I went to his family's Thanksgiving, and that was very fun and very nice and a little bit more formal because again there were adults there, so we couldn't make your blowjob jokes. But then on Saturday, my friend Sarah had like a Friendsgiving at her place, and it was like just as amazing food, but it was definitely more of a raucous time. Not that I stayed there terribly late, but I feel like I had both the formal and the fun Thanksgiving this year. And truly, I was very full. I feel like you would get mad at me at a table because I was truly, after every one of those plates of food, it's just like, I will never eat again. Like, this is it.
I'm just like, yeah, I'm full, but like I'm regular meal full. I don't know.
I'm like, remember when we went to the Olive Garden with the people we used to live with?
Yeah.
And I almost died.
Yeah, because you had never like been to Olive Garden.
Yes, and the breadsticks fill you up in a way that's terrifying and feels like, oh wow, that might have been my last meal, you know? And so I feel like I'm never fully there on Thanksgiving, but I'm on the way, you know? So there's a different level of full during my like, oh, I can have my yogurt and my eggs for breakfast versus like, let's have stuffing and ham and corn things.
It's just like, it's always after like one plate full, people are just like,
I mean, you can fill up a plate, all right? Like a plate doesn't mean like, oh, I'm having like a normal amount of food.
I don't know. Remember that? I feel like I'm good with like filling up a plate and like not doing too much and always going back for seconds. Remember that time I went to that buffet? Oh, you weren't there. No. We went to Vegas and Matt Palmer left early for something. And I went to an all-you-can-eat buffet in Vegas. And so I smartly just would go up and put tiny things on my plate and not overly fill my plate. And I went up like 12 times, like an average human being. And everyone else went up like maybe twice. And they were like, Matt Steele. And I was like, what? I was like, I'm sorry if I know how to pace myself at a buffet.
I mean, 12 plates of however much amount doesn't sound like pacing oneself.
It's so funny because I had like 12 plates of like all this different style of food. And then my final plate was just this giant kale salad. like just a giant plate of heaping kale salad. And I was like, well, gotta finish it off with something light.
I mean, I love that for you. So, anyways, even though it was a holiday week, I feel like there's a lot of dumb news to discuss.
I love dumb news.
Like a lot of news for idiots. And I feel like we're going to start off with a story that Montana sent to us. We had discussed it. We obviously had to discuss it on the podcast because it's so ridiculous. As much as I don't want to be talking about Michael Jackson, but when it's two canceled people coming together doing something completely preposterous, you've got to talk about it. Johnny Depp is producing a Michael Jackson musical as told by Michael Jackson's glove.
This is one of those like Julia Roberts as Harriet Tubman stories where I'm like, is this correct? Is this The Onion? Is this true?
I think it's real. Actors will star with life-size puppets of the Jackson 5, Donny Osmond, Emmanuel Lewis, Corey Feldman, and Bubbles the Chimp.
Wait. I didn't even read this article. Yes. I just saw the headline and assumed it was fake. I have not done the research. Read that sentence again.
Actors will star with life-size puppets of the Jackson 5, Donny Osmond, Emmanuel Lewis, Corey Feldman, and Bubbles the Chimp. Julian Nitzberg wrote For the Love of a Glove, an unauthorized musical fable about the life of Michael Jackson as told by his glove. Girl, what is going on with musicals? I really think you need to sit your people down and explain to me what's happening.
Yeah.
Which is described as a fresh, revisionist look at the strange forces that shaped Jackson and the scandals that bedeviled him. The satire will play in Los Angeles in January 2020. It's here. It's starting here. Ugh.
Are you seeing it?
Absolutely not. If you're going to make me see fucking cats, I'm not watching this.
Okay.
But like,
that's fair.
How is this being made and why is Johnny Depp involved? It's like just someone else who's done horrible things.
So Johnny Depp is a producer. He's not in it?
No, I don't think he's in it. He's producing it.
Okay. How did he get his hands on this and why?
I don't know that. I know that this is from The Guardian.
Also, I would not call this a musical.
They say it's a musical. I would call this
a theater piece.
I mean, oh God. Nitzberg proposed a solution when a major TV network asked him to write a film about Jackson, but it pulled out after Nitzberg and the network couldn't agree on how to cover the allegations of child abuse against the singer. I said, how about this? Everything MJ has been accused of has actually been caused by his glove, which is actually an alien from outer space and feeds on virgin boy blood. Wait. They laughed and said, can we do a normal version?
I love how this podcast just turned real dark
because I hadn't read that.
Wow.
And it's being made and Johnny Depp is producing it after this is like the log line. Whoa, guys, if we didn't think 2020 was the end of days already.
Man, and we thought Julie Taymor had crazy ideas. Ooh.
If this somehow gets to Broadway,
it's
if it does, you have to burn it down. You have to disassociate completely.
I am 125% positive.
You say that.
Nothing like this will ever make it to Broadway. Are you
Girl,
kidding me?
I've seen bad ideas on Broadway before.
This is the worst idea that's ever existed.
I agree with you, but I'm just saying. So do you say if this goes to Broadway, you have to disavow? Are you done? Are you just are you closing shop?
Done with Broadway.
Done with Broadway. You've got to draw. I feel like you got to draw a line in the sand.
Since I'm 5,000,000% positive this is not going to Broadway, absolutely yes,
okay,
I will shake on that. Sure.
Why? I don't understand. So Nitzberg at this point began working with Depp's production company on a biopic of the 1960s one-hit wonder Tiny Tim. Also, For the Love of the Glove opens the 25th of January at the Carl Sagan and Andrewian Theater in Los Angeles. So this is really happening.
At this point, I don't even understand what we're talking about anymore. You're just saying words to me, and I'm just sure.
I won't be seeing it. I won't want to hear about it. I will be busy at that time going to see the Britney pop-up shop in LA, which I'm very excited about. And this is of the devil. This is just, imagine worse people coming together and making light of a horrible situation.
Yeah, you stop. I've disconnected.
I can't.
Speaking of it. Go on to the next news.
All right, in happier news, but a little sad for some people.
Okay.
The Pussycat Dolls.
Oh.
America's second favorite mid-aughts pop group.
Who was that?
Danity Kane.
Okay.
Danity fucking Kane.
More people knew Pussycat Dolls.
Danity Kane was better. Anyways, more of them sung in Danity Kane.
Okay, that's a fact.
That is a fact. They have announced their comeback and 2020 reunion tour. They're going on tour in the UK April 2020. I wonder if they're going to come to the US. It doesn't seem like that so far, but I would love to see them in a small theater for $35. I will say
I would. Come on, I'd see them in a big theater.
You think they can book a big?
Yeah, I think they could.
They can.
Well, how big are we talking?
Like Staples Center.
That's really big. That's
what I'm saying.
There are more bigger-ish theaters that aren't the Staples Center.
What would you call a big theater?
I don't know, girl. I don't see concerts.
I think they should start with small and then ramp up if people seem to want to.
All right.
Let's not get crazy. So this was all exciting. I heard that this was happening. I was on the edge of my seat because you know how I feel about their albums, especially their second album, Doll Domination, which I think has excellent songs featuring I Hate This Part and When I Grow Up, excellent. They're coming together. I'm very excited about it. But in sad news, the black member of the group, Melody Thornton, was not invited, I assume, to rejoin the group, or she turned it down. I imagine she wasn't invited. But she was famously the singer who sang the off-key belts at the end of Buttons. If ever you've seen their AMA's performance live, which I just played for Matt Steele while we were on the way to a party over the weekend, and I was like, listen to this girl and her runs, and he was truly almost pulled over.
I was like, wait. She was really going for it.
She was
going for it. And singing in that big arena is hard. So yes, maybe it should be a small theater.
She had in-ear monitors.
Yeah,
so
but
she could hear her
it's still hard.
Yeah, if you can hear yourself, it's not that hard. You're just giving her.
Sometimes it's hard.
You're just trying to give her
When
things,
I was on tour with Duck for President with Theater Works USA,
brag.
we had girl, this is not a brag, okay? We had like the monitors pointing towards us, and we would have to do a sound check to make sure we could hear ourselves every time. And still, it was kind of hard. Like once your adrenaline's pumping, and like
you're talking about stage monitors. She has them in her ear, so when she is singing, her voice is going into her ear. She could hear herself, and that is the sound she chose to make.
I'm just saying, we all have off days, and I feel for her.
She's a person who is clearly a fan of Christina Aguilera and just has not done the work and the time to get her actual technique down, because like she's doing runs that if they were in key would be good, impressive, but when they're not, I mean, truly, I don't want her to get better. I think she sounds great. I like the sound.
The entire time he was like, I love it. I love it.
It's so funny. I just can't imagine. How is it really the Pussycat Dolls without Melody belting off key at the end? You know, like that's a part of the experience. I would pay $40 for that.
Wow.
So they are getting back together for a tour, and they are releasing new music. At the end of that medley they just performed on X Factor, there was a new song called React that they began to perform as they did like a flash dance water on
the water on the thing. Yeah.
Yes. How did you, so I instructed Matt Steele for this podcast to watch the X Factor performance. How did you feel about it?
He was just like, I was in my room and I just hear Matt Steele and I was like, what? And he's like, listen to watch the Pussycat Dolls X Factor reunion show.
Yeah.
And I was like, why? And he was like, thank you. And I was like, that's a very Matt Palmer way of asking me to do something.
That is, yes.
So I did, and I watched it. I think they did a good job.
Yeah, I think so too. I think it was nice.
Really did.
I mean, Buttons holds up. When I Grow Up holds up. Don't Ya is great.
And that new song sounded
I know.
pretty good.
I was excited about the new song. I do feel, I mean, whenever I hear Don't Ya Know, I do wish it was Like Me by Girlicious.
Oh, I mean, what a classic.
I truly think is a better song.
Oh, what a brilliant
so
song.
great, but but the Pussycat Dolls started it all as far as like slutty aughts pop groups go.
Would you pay $50 to see Pussycat Dolls and Girlicious combined concert?
Was Melody in Pussycat Dolls in this show?
That's $70.
70? If you gave me Pussycat Dolls, Girlicious, and Danity Kane, I would give you.
That will never happen. Imagine all those fights.
I would love it.
Like each concert, like one of the groups would be missing because they'd be like, so-and-so's not performing.
I'd pay $60 for that. I would pay $40 for Girlicious and Pussycat Dolls.
Okay, I love this conversation. I paid a lot more for that Spice Girls.
I mean,
reunion.
Spice Girls. No, you know, I talk shit about them a lot, but they were a worldwide pop phenomenon for those 2 years.
They sure were. Oh my
and
God.
I don't think
that concert was worth that.
I mean,
money.
it looked amazing. The staging alone.
Oh my God,
it looked a lot better.
And I was right fucking there. I was right close to the
It looked
stage.
a lot better than the reunion show they did.
It was much better. There was a lot more dancing because Victoria wasn't there. I guarantee you that 07 tour, which I enjoyed the 07 tour, 07, 08, whenever it was. I enjoyed that tour, but like looking at this concert, their most recent concert, I was like, oh, there's a lot more dancing in this one. I bet like Victoria was in the first reunion tour was probably just like, I don't want to dance that much, so you all have to go down to my level.
So why, was she a good dancer at the time, like in 97? Because if she couldn't sing and she couldn't dance, like what was she there to do?
To be amazing.
Okay.
Yeah, like that's all she needs to stand there and point. Her dancing was pointing.
I just feel like, Jerry couldn't sing or dance either, but she had an X factor about her. Victoria did not.
But Victoria had just the moments. She was just the style. She was the attitude. Her points. I'm telling you. I found a video on Twitter of every time Victoria points in a Spice Girls music video, and it's so long because all she does is point and point. There is one shot of Stop where she sings her solo in the verse. She points 7 times while singing one line. It's like point, double point,
what song?
point, and stop. Watch the music video. You'll see her point,
she has
point,
a solo
point,
and stop?
Yes, she does, darling.
Wow.
It's iconic.
Didn't know.
But back to Pussycat Dolls, I also want to point out Nicole Scherzinger was singing live.
She was.
Yeah.
Yeah, she was.
And
the thing is, Nicole Scherzinger is one of those people that I'm like, how are you not a bigger celebrity? She's stunningly beautiful. She can sing her face off. She can dance her face off. Has been able to do so since Eden's Crush was around when she won the WB Pop Stars and was in the first pop group Eden's Crush.
And we're going back. We're going before I was born, guys.
That's not before you were born, but it was when Nicole Scherzinger came into public consciousness. And I feel like Get Over Yourself Goodbye is an underrated bop. And I just feel like she's been doing this forever. And I mean, it's not like her career is bad. Like she's been in Cats or whatever. and is on X Factor.
She's been
as
in
a
Cats or
judge.
whatever.
So she's doing okay, but like it's surprising that she never had like a solo breakout moment, especially because the Pussycat Dolls were legitimately like radio pop stars for a while.
She had a really good song called "Run" that came out.
Oh, I love that.
Yeah,
Didn't
Run
do
was
anything.
Run was really great.
Yeah, she had a couple of minor hits. There was Right There with 50 Cent. Don't Hold Your Breath, which is a big hit in the UK, but not here, even though it was great. And Carrie Hilson co-wrote it. I don't know. I just feel like she deserved more, so I'm excited she gets the second act.
And I mean, she was gonna like start like a sort of a musical theater career, but then she didn't transfer to the Broadway revival of Cats.
Right.
Like she promised Andrew Lloyd Webber, and so Andrew Lloyd Webber was like,
what
"We're
was she
done."
doing instead? Oh, doing the X Factor gig?
I don't remember.
It might have been that.
Yeah.
Speaking of talent shows, apparently America's Got Talent is having drama this week, which is news to me because I didn't even realize Gabrielle Union was on America's Got Talent.
Yes.
But apparently Gabrielle Union and Julianne Hough were ousted as judges after they complained about the toxic culture. Jay Leno, I guess, was a guest judge on the show, and according to several witnesses, Leno made a racist joke about painting of Simon Cowell. The painting featured Simon and his dogs, and Leno said the painting looked like something on the menu of a Korean restaurant. Union, Hough, and several other staffers were present for the joke and found it offensive. Variety also reports that Gabrielle and Julianne were both given excessive notes on their physical appearance, which impacted her morale and led to tensions, particularly for Hough. Gabrielle was reportedly told that her hairstyles were too black for viewers. Ooh. There was also issues with, I think there was a 12-year-old black rapper who she wanted to go on and wanted to give good responses to, and the producers were like, we need someone that middle America can get behind. You can't save him. Like, he has to be ousted from the show. And when he did get like an X'd out or whatever in the live recording, he like broke down in tears crying, and Gabrielle Union was so upset she had to take out like a 5-minute break. Then Simon Cowell pulled her aside and was like, you can't be taking breaks like that, and like admonished her for, having an emotional reaction to this child crying on stage in front of like an audience of hundreds. So it just seems like she was put in a really terrible position. A lot of celebrities are coming to her defense and saying that it was wrong for her to be fired. But God, I didn't realize America's Got Talent was so crazy.
These shows are fucking disgusting.
I know that they are, but
it's not surprising to me whatsoever.
I imagine America's Got Talent for some reason being a show for old people, and so I imagined like that it would be not as cutthroat because it's just supposed to be a feel good. Like, this is where you find your what's her face?
Susan Boyle.
Yes.
Oh, that was like when the show like just started. Like, so it was not as much of a machine as it is now.
Yeah.
Any show that's feel good, I'm sure, is a disaster, like behind the scenes, guys. Like,
it's so
FYI.
sad.
Yeah. It's those shows just really kind of gross me out. And like, none of this is really surprising.
Yeah.
And good for Gabrielle Union and Julianne Hough for like of being open and honest about all this and being like, hey, this is all bullshit. Like, like these are two women who work very, very, very hard. Yeah. I mean, Gabrielle Union's been around she's been around long before us. She will be around long after us because Lord knows she's not aging. No, so it'll be 100 years from now and she'll be the same age and we'll all be dead.
If they wanted to do a Bring It On 3 right now with her in high school, they could do it.
Yes.
It's like, how is she doing it? I guess her good heart and good spirit makes her skin and body perfect.
That's a better explanation than what she's giving us, because she's like, well, I just drink a lot of water. I'm just like, girl, I drink water too, okay? And you look younger than me.
One time I saw Sierra on Watch What Happens Live, and Andy Cohen was like, oh, how do you stay in shape and look so amazing? She's like, I really don't know. I eat fried food all the time and I never work out. And Andy's like, don't say that. Like the audience will not like that. So I feel like that is a note to give beautiful aging people who aren't aging. So anyways, Gabrielle Union's a queen, and I'm sorry that her work environment was so negative, but I love that she's getting so much support from, celebrities and people in the media saying, no, this is wrong, you're doing the right thing. Yeah. Because she was like, I was at my lowest point, and to have all of you behind me makes me feel so wonderful. I don't know. I wonder if Simon Cowell's ever going to address this. Like, is he going to do a sit down interview? Are we going to hear his point of view?
I like Simon too. And I mean, I'm sure.
I know. He's one of those people that I like him in theory, like as a personality, but it's like,
I'm sure if you worked with him, it's a challenge.
Yes, I'm sure he's an absolute monster.
I guess a right reason, like he gets stuff done. And I don't know. Yeah, and Gabrielle Union was also in the Twitter sphere news because her husband posted a Thanksgiving photo of their family, and their son, I guess, was wearing a crop top shirt and like had fake acrylic long fingernails and everything, and people had negative comments about that, and so then of course the onslaught of people with positive comments about it came to their defense and everything.
But yeah, I think it's so great that their family is so accepting of their child's gender expression and all of that, and I feel like Dwayne Wade being being an NBA star.
I think NBA.
Okay.
He seemed very tall. So
yes, you're going to say NBA.
Sure. NBA.
I feel like it's really great and important for him to be speaking out, from, such a sport that has a lot of masculine energy, of course, and like maybe some negative views of gay people. I don't think there's an out gay NBA star at this moment. So the fact that a very famous NBA player is supporting his, child's gender expression is beautiful and wonderful. And so I hope everyone can learn from Dwayne and Gabrielle. And we all want good families like theirs one day. So everyone keep your fingers crossed. That we all end up happy and accepting.
Good for him.
I know. Good for him.
She's so pretty.
I know.
He's just like, man, I am lucky.
He knows how lucky he is. Yeah. I think one of your faves is canceled.
What happened? Wait, what?
Vanessa Hudgens would love to work with Woody Allen.
Okay.
You've been defending this girl.
Okay.
And her High School Musical performances in quotes for years.
Okay. She's excellent in High School Musical. She's excellent in all the live
That
shows.
is true.
She is objectively always the best one.
She's fine in High School Musical.
She is iconic in High School Musical. Well, everything about High School Musical is iconic and perfect. So
she could have worked on the vocal. The vocals have come up a long time from a lot.
As with anyone,
but she was what?
My vocals are better now than they were when I was 18. It's been a year of progress.
I mean, mine are a little better, but I pretty much sounded like I sound now. I just have gotten even better.
Look.
Yes.
Look.
Yes.
I saw that. Scrolled past it.
Well, let me stop you and read some quotes. Vicky Cristina Barcelona is one of my favorite movies.
It is a great movie.
The Sneaker Night singer said, I don't know him. I've never met him. I only know what I've heard. And the fact is, I love his films and I love the romantic words that are created within them. Romantic worlds, I think. Thus, Hudgens joins an alarmingly existent list of actors unfazed by allegations of child sexual abuse that have followed Allen for decades. One that includes Vicky Cristina Barcelona co-stars Javier Bardem and Scarlett Johansson. Does she want to be like Scarlett Johansson?
I love Javier Bardem too. Yeah. Okay. Did she did she not say anything about it, or like was that just not put in the article? Maybe she was like, oh, I love these movies. I love the romantic words, blah, 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 blah. But I have pause. I have doubt. To quote John Patrick Shanley, I have doubts.
If she said, I have doubts or I have qualms about this and it wasn't included in the article, she would have come out and said that by now.
Okay, that's fair point. Fair point. I am just going to pretend like none of this happened.
You're really just gonna dig your head in the sand then and just continue. I just thought you should know.
Look, I just admire Vanessa Hudgens a lot. On Grease Live, her dad died literally the day of it.
Look, we all know this. I'm not saying everything she's done up until now we're throwing away. I'm just saying, my opinion of her has been colored about these content.
Okay, but she can redeem herself.
Can she?
Yes, she can. Yes, she's not going to work with Woody Allen. Lord knows,
but that's the thing. Maybe this was just
another movie distributed in America.
That's the thing. She's just putting it out there so Woody knows he can reach out and she'll do it. And even if it's only released in like Spain, she'll be in it. And she won't give the money back like Timothée Chalamet did.
Vanessa, fix this.
So I'm going to keep my eyes and ears open.
Fix this, Vanessa, please.
This ain't cute. I didn't watch this full interview, but the clip I saw was hilarious. Did you see that?
Yes.
Did you see Dakota Johnson on Ellen DeGeneres? Who, by the way, until I watched the clip, I was like, oh my God, Dakota Fanning's beefing with Ellen? But no, Dakota Johnson of 50 Shades of Grey, and I assume other things.
Suspiria.
Never saw.
It's fun.
Okay. She was on Ellen, and Ellen did her thing, which she does a lot, where she kind of like gives the guest shit for not inviting her to things or whatever. And so Dakota mentioned that it was her birthday recently, and Ellen was like, well, oh, weird, I wasn't invited. And everyone kind of giggled. And then Dakota was like, actually, you were invited because last time I was here, you did this exact same thing. And so I made sure to invite you. And you didn't come. Why didn't you come?
I got it.
And it was just like, it was very tense. I didn't watch the full interview, but I did know, I read an article that said later on, Dakota Fanning went on to say Tig Notaro was her favorite comedian. And then Ellen said that Jennifer Aniston was her favorite actress. And so it's just like, we're all being tense and not saying that
Dakota
we like
Johnson.
each other.
You said Dakota Fanning.
Whoever.
I was like, wait, Dakota Fanning did have something to say about this?
No, Dakota Johnson, excuse me. So they were giving like very slighted digs at each other for the rest of the interview. And
wow.
I love it.
Wow. That's hysterical.
I mean, it goes, I'm Team Dakota. You know, this is the most I've liked her, the most expressive she's seemed on film to me. And I've seen her in several things.
She's very good in Suspiria.
She's not great in 50 Shades. Well, 50 Shades just is not good.
You would have a hard time through Suspiria.
What's it about?
It's about an evil dance company, and they're all witches, and it just kind of goes a little cuckoo, and I feel like it might be a little much for you.
I liked Black Swan as far as evil dancers
This
go.
is crazier than Black Swan.
Okay.
Yeah, I would say.
Is it like goofy?
Goofy, no.
Okay.
Like, goofy, there's nothing funny about it.
Oh, okay. I'm sorry.
There's
I should take this
nothing
more
funny.
seriously.
There's nothing funny about witch dancers.
You're right.
Okay?
I don't know why I thought maybe it could be goofy.
How dare you think this is camp?
So are you team Dakota or are you team Ellen?
I'm team everyone fighting.
It is funny that like Ellen has gone from the queen of nice to like this would have never happened on Kelly Clarkson's show.
Oh, no, yeah.
And this is kind of what Taylor has said about, she never specifically called out Ellen because she wants to keep that friendship alive, I'm sure. But she's like, I was just so sick of going on people's talk shows and them showing slideshows of guys I've dated and guys I hadn't. And
yeah,
like,
that interview was
Ellen.
very awkward.
It was awkward.
Yeah.
It was awkward. So,
which is interesting because I feel like guests are warned beforehand, like, hey, we're going to be talking about this thing. Like, I feel like it's very rare that they're really like surprised with something.
Right. I feel like from what I understand, Watch What Happens Live is the only show that doesn't really prep their guests. But everyone else does. And it's like, I would imagine Ellen being like a daytime show absolutely would.
Yeah. A network television show preps their guests.
100%. Okay, I have one sad news to report. I don't know if you've heard of an actor / model named Godfrey Gao. Mm-hmm. He is was a very handsome model who is from Taiwan, and I followed him for thirst reasons on Instagram.
Wow, I didn't know that.
I mean, we're gonna be honest, but he also seemed like a very sweet guy and loved puppies and was wonderful. And he was on the set of a reality show that was something like a celebrity. Almost like Ninja Warrior, or it was like celebrities competing in athletic events, and it was really all of the celebrities, all the people that were involved got pushed to their limits in ways that were inhumane. It sounds like, because he died on Friday, and he suffered a heart attack while in China on the set of Chase Me, a competitive sports reality show. CPR was applied at the scene, and he was transported to a hospital where he was pronounced dead. Godfrey Gao was the first Asian model to be signed to Louis Vuitton and perhaps known for the Mortal Instruments City of Bones. And it's like, this person is famously very in shape, is famously very fit. So what were the conditions on this reality show that this could even happen? And apparently it took them a long time between the time that because it was in the middle of some sort of obstacle course, so that he passed out or whatever, and started having a heart attack. And it took a long time for the people to get to him to administer CPR. And it's like, could this all have been avoided? This person's 35 years old, prime of his life, big model, big actor, and obviously very physically in shape. How crazy must this show have been?
I mean, he might have had something wrong behind the scenes, like a heart problem that just you wouldn't even think that.
Yeah, and maybe he didn't know about, because I feel like if he knew about that, you wouldn't go on the show.
Yeah,
but it's
absolutely. Yeah,
it's like you gotta. I don't know. I feel like the show needs the standards and practices. I don't know how that works in China, but people need to look into what this show is doing to its contestants, because this feels very wrong. It just feels like it could have been avoided in so many ways, and it's so sad and devastating. And I don't know. I just felt horrible about it. So I guess there's nothing to really be said about it, except it's very sad, and he'll be very missed by his legions of fans. And it's just horrible. It's a weird world out there. I don't know how shows get on the air like that without there being checks and balances of how this is all run and how this has happened. And do you think that happens in America, on Amazing Race-esque shows, or okay, we know that there are medics on site and seconds away if anything happens? I don't know. Are there rules and regulations in place?
I'm sure there have to be some sort of rules and regulations in terms of having medics and stuff like that on shows that are physical like that.
Right.
But I mean, China.
I know, it's a whole different world. I just think, honestly, they should fucking cancel the show, and because this is clearly not safe for people to do.
I mean, after this,
why would you not? How could you not cancel the show? So, I guess we'll see. Lastly, everyone's favorite Canadian Degrassi alum, Drake, has been labeled as creepy after Billie Eilish reveals that they text each other. This also comes after Millie Bobby Brown said she and
That
Drake.
was the weirdest thing, and I can't believe people didn't make a bigger deal out of it.
And I feel like now's the time to discuss, because Billie Eilish is 17. Millie Bobby Brown was 14.
Yeah,
and it's
a child.
I have nothing to say to a child.
No.
I have nothing to say.
No, except have fun at school.
Yes.
Stay there.
Stay in school, study up.
Join clubs.
Yes. Look both ways before you cross the street. Bitch, what are you texting Billie Eilish about? I get that you're both celebrities and Hollywood's a weird place, but there are a lot of adults that are in Hollywood that you could be interacting with.
Yeah.
Like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
I don't know.
The fact that this has happened again, and the fact that he let it happen again.
Yes.
Like, it's just, if I was caught texting a 14-year-old, like, I miss you, and people thought I was weird, I'd be like, oh, I'm texting no one ever again.
Did he text I miss you to Millie Bobby Brown?
Yes, that was the thing. Like, Millie Bobby Brown said, oh, Drake texted me like things like I miss you.
I know that,
like that
he's been criticized for texting Millie Bobby Brown, quote unquote, about boys, and it's like,
I didn't know about that.
Oh, creepo. And it's like, Drake is generally an affable and sweet seeming guy, but like, I do think this kind of thing needs to be called out, especially after the Michael Jackson of it all, where we all turned a blind eye to all the little boys that were around him, and it's just like, this is fucking weird. And like, I feel like if he's like, if nothing inappropriate has gone on, but he sees these reports and is like, okay, let me stop interacting with minors. That's a great end to the story.
Yeah. Like, even if this is like completely innocent, it's like, dude, use your brain.
Right.
And like, be friends with her in a couple months when she turns 18.
Right.
I don't know.
Or even like, you'll see these people at events, say hello, talk to them then, and then let them live their child lives.
Yeah. Like, I'm sure you have other great friends that you can hang out with
that are of age.
I'm sure you have more in common with. Like, I don't know. What does Drake have in common with Billie Eilish?
Nothing. Oh my gosh. Billie Eilish. I was watching an interview with her the other day, and I was just like, man, the kids are weird these days. She was going on and on about how she loved the taste of blood because she has an iron deficiency or something.
No, we're done.
Like, you know what?
Thank you for the music.
I appreciate some of your songs, and you have quite a vibe to you, ma'am, but I'm going to leave you over there.
Yeah, like, good luck with everything. Hope you get a Grammy.
I know. I want that for her. We love Bad Guy, but like, do I need to watch new movie interviews? I don't think so.
No, we're good.
I don't think so.
Thank you.
So is there any other news that I may have missed?
I don't recall a thing.
Okay.
All I recall is just eating and yeah.
Yeah. All right. Well, I guess we'll be back soon with more 2K Matt's podcast. We're back.
What a break.
It was such a break.
Sorry that break took longer than usual. I had a little bit of chocolate on my arm, and which is weird because like I haven't eaten chocolate today.
Yeah, it's a low place you're in.
I know. So I don't know what's happening with my body or my life. But you know what? I wiped it off.
That's great.
And that's that.
It's a great update.
Yeah.
I want that for you to not be covered in chocolate.
I mean, I would kind of love it. But.
Okay, well, I hope you at least would know where the chocolate had come from.
Yeah, I would love to know that.
You know?
Too. Yeah, because our kitchen's clean. Don't get it twisted, guys.
All right.
Yeah.
Right.
I just want the people to know.
You're screaming.
I just want the people to know that like we have Clorox wipes and we wipe it down.
Yes. What's going on with the emails?
Okay. Okay, so welcome to the Email My Heart section of the 2Gay Mats podcast. This is where we answer some fun questions that you guys might have asked us. You can be a part of Email My Heart if you email us at 2gaymats@gmail.com, 2 spelled TWO. The first email comes from Charlie. Charlie says, hey y'all, I've been subscribed for 3 years. My first video was your reaction to Kelly Clarkson's It's Quiet Uptown on the Hamilton mixtape. My question is, if you could write a biopic musical about any celebrity artist, who would it be and why? Love y'all. What would you do? Like if you were a writing man, like a movie writing man.
Biopic musical. I mean, a Mariah one would be very interesting. I honestly would want to wait until her memoirs come out next year and really get the details, like the nitty gritty of like the Derek Jeters and the Tommy Mottolas and like what it was like getting to become the Mariah Carey we all know and love today. That'd be a good one. I think Beyonce's would be good, but it might have a Michael Jackson problem of being too long. Like it's just like there's so many stages in her life and career going, but like I mean maybe you could fit it in, going from Destiny's Child, breaking up the group, new group members, going solo, firing her dad. Like there's a lot to happen there.
Sure. I feel like she's too young for a biopic.
Yeah,
I
maybe.
feel like she hasn't lived her full life. Like there's more ahead.
All right. Who would you do?
I mean, I'm obviously like developing a Carol one in my head.
Okay.
Which is incredible. I don't know whether to go with like, if it should be like what was it? I'm Not Here, which I think was like a Bob Dylan biopic.
Okay.
Where it was several actors playing Bob Dylan in all different stages of his life. Like Cate Blanchett, it was Bob Dylan and Terrence Howard and like.
Was that good? I never saw that.
I've actually never seen it.
Okay.
But Cate Blanchett got nominated for an Oscar for it. It's like I guess she was good.
Love it.
So I'm like, ooh, maybe like that could be the Carol Channing biopic, like something like that. I think it was Bob Dylan. Don't call me on it. But obviously, like, I would be Carol at one stage in her life.
Okay.
I'm always like, should I play Carol or should Catherine O'Hara play Carol Channing? I think that would just be such brilliant casting. I know Johnny Depp wants to play Carol, but like after this,
no,
he can't produce anything. No,
he can't be involved. No Johnny Depp for me.
Yeah. So yeah, that's obviously what I act out in the shower,
right?
In the mornings when I don't have to be at work until 4.
Hey,
so I have time to think about this in my head, and one day maybe I'll start writing something.
Okay. I think a Janet Jackson one could be good too. Like, she's lived a life. I feel like just even on the sidelines of Michael, it's like, I don't know. I feel like all this stuff happening to Michael affected Janet in certain ways. And of course, her own life with Renee Elizondo, that guy who was like her creative director and her former husband, getting rid of him and still having a career after that was big. The Super Bowl incident, of course, breaking up with her father as her manager. So there's a story to be told there. So,
all right.
Something to think about.
Let's go. You could be a movie writer, Matt Palmer.
Done. I can do it all.
Hey, as someone who's done it, you could totally do it.
I know.
Yeah. And I'll read it and be like, I have notes. And then you go back to the drawing board.
And I'll be like, I don't like your notes.
Oh.
Sorry.
Well, good luck.
Thank you. Thank you.
So the next email is from Sasso. Sasso says, longtime viewer listener, started Matt Palmer's reaction to the surprise release of the Beyonce self-titled album will forever be iconic, and the first video he saw.
Wow.
And so Sasso, I think this is more of a Matt Palmer question.
Okay.
As for questions or thoughts, I just wanted to ask if you have gotten into more alternative artists like Rosalia, Grimes, or even Azalea Banks, for example. Sometimes I can't believe the words that come out of Banks' mouth, but I can't stop myself from bopping to some songs in her discography.
Well, I have an ex who was into Grimes, and so he would send me some of her songs every once in a while. And I can't remember the song title, but it was off of that album with the weird cover. Let me see. I just had it up. Art Angels. And it might have been California was the song. I just listened to a clip of it, and I do like that. And I also like Grimes because she's a lamb. She like very publicly talks about how much she loves Mariah Carey. So I'm like, hey, I love you too. So I have positive feelings about
Mariah. Like, yeah, I love you too.
I love you too. Thank you. I appreciate her. She also has a song on that album that's a collaboration with Janelle Monáe, who, you know, of course we love. So yeah, I like and respect her. I haven't heard Rosalia's music, but I've heard of her on other podcasts. And so I am a little curious, a little interested. Azalea Banks, to me, I thought 212 was great. I thought her first song was really, really good and really catchy and up-tempo and exciting and like a new sound. But everything else, honestly, that I've heard from her, I found to be a little underwhelming. Like, it's kind of just noise, in my humble opinion. And so when she gets canceled every other week, it's kind of like no skin off my back, because it's like I don't care for her anyways. Like I think her music is fine and has a demographic. I just don't think the demographic is me.
Well, she would disrespectfully disagree with you.
I'm sure she would.
She would say that her albums deserve Grammys for album of the year.
Yeah, she's better than Beyonce and Lizzo and everyone. And
so what's it feel like to be so wrong?
I don't know. It's hard. That's true. I should trust a woman who, sacrifices chickens in her own closet or whatever. Yeah. Over my own opinions, which is something she does do. She's just, I never feel any sort of way about her music. And the fact that she's such a horrible person makes me feel like, I don't need to get into it either. So
it's rough.
Yeah, it's hard.
I really don't know her music, but it's rough.
Yeah. Anytime I hear anything she says, I'm just like, I think I'll stick with just knowing 212. Call that a day. Okay, so now it's the last part of the episode, the last part of the Thanksgiving moment. And we have to see, Matt Steele, we know it did not give you moments this week, but what did give you moments?
Oh, I was about to be like, what didn't give me moments? Oh,
Thanksgiving.
So I saw 2 movies this week.
Okay.
First, you've already talked about, it was Knives Out.
Yes.
I'm just going to agree with everything Matt Palmer said.
Yes.
The most amazing thing about Knives Out, I have to say, besides the fact that it's insanely fun and the fact that comedy that is so silly but yet still so smart is finding success at the box office in major movie theaters is just remarkable this day and age, which is a sad thing to say. The funniest thing about it, though, is the fact that it was the cast was just being shoved down our throats to a point that I felt like, okay, this is a little much and everything. Like this cast, we get it, we love them and everything, but like, what's the movie about actually and everything? The fact that none of them are the leads, and this rando is the lead. Oh God, what's her name? Anna
de Almas?
Yes,
that's her name. Okay,
and she's excellent, but the fact that she is legitimately the lead of the movie, the biggest role, the most lines, the most screen time, and you would never know from the trailer is kind of. like kind of insulting, but like kind of funny.
Yeah, it's funny. But the thing is, you walk in expecting, someone you recognize, and then she does such an amazing job. You don't even notice that like everyone else is more famous than her.
Yeah. So, I mean, the marketing strategy is very smart.
Yeah.
I'm sure she did not love it, but hey, it got people into that theater,
true.
And it got people to see who she was.
Yes.
And so I'm sure she's like flying high right now.
I know.
The other movie I saw was because I was not having the biggest moment on Thanksgiving. I was like, I'm going to go to the movie theater and have a 3-hour and 26-minute moment by sitting through The Irishman.
I don't even know if that counts as a moment. That's like a lifetime.
That's a lifetime. Yeah. I knew I wanted to see it in theaters because I wanted to see it the way Marty would have wanted me to see it.
You don't know him. Don't call him Marty.
I'm sure Marty appreciated me seeing it in a theater. And also, I didn't want to just watch it on Netflix because I didn't want to I didn't want to be distracted by my phone. I didn't want to be distracted by a bathroom, which I was very nervous about because it was after a Thanksgiving meal and I was a little gassy. Okay. And so I was a little nervous but it subsided in the middle of the movie. So I didn't want to be distracted. I wanted to sit through the whole thing, and it's wonderful, like truly wonderful. I am not a mob movie person in the slightest. I like Goodfellas. I can appreciate The Godfather and everything. So the fact that I can appreciate this movie so much is really saying something. A couple of things I appreciate that I just want to touch on because there's a lot to appreciate about this movie. The fact that it's a completely different mob movie from anything Martin Scorsese has ever made. It's all of his movies, like whether they're mom movies or not, it's a lot of like, we're doing coke, we're banging chicks, we're killing people. And when you see a dead person, there's rock music playing, and it's real loud and it's very, very glamorized. This is so the opposite of that. It's just completely, it feels musicless in a sort of way. It's not flashy in any sort of way. And it really focuses on the end of a mobster's life and the sort of, as opposed to the glamour of all of it, it focuses on sort of the isolation that comes at the end of it. But yeah, I found it, for a movie that's so not flashy and not glamorous, it's so watchable and it doesn't feel long. And I 100% give the credit to the editor, Thelma Schoonmaker, who is Martin Scorsese's editor, and just the tiny ways that the movie is edited to really tell the story, and every cut really gives you new pieces of information and really builds upon a scene so well in such an effortless and not noticeable way. It just really deserves a lot of credit.
All right, great.
So yeah, I just think it's a movie that you really can appreciate, and that I think if you have 3 hours and 26 minutes to spare, check it out.
I'll be skipping it. But if you have any feelings about it, text or tweet at It's Mad Steele. He'd love to hear your thoughts. I have no feelings on this. I couldn't think of a movie that sounds less interesting to me.
But see, that was also sort of me because I'm not into mom movies at all, but I still appreciated it. That's what I appreciate.
I'm glad to hear that.
Yes.
So this week, I don't hate Thanksgiving because there are things I love about it. And I must say what's been giving me most moments is stuffing's just the best thing in the whole fucking
Oh my God.
Stuffing, I call it dressing where I come from. It's the most wonderful thing in the entire world. I made my mom's recipe and it didn't turn out exactly how I wanted, but it still was very good. But honestly, every version of it.
Your mom's recipe is great.
It's very
Shout out to Mrs.
I know, she makes a great version. And I need to honestly get the canned jellied cranberry sauce because I have not had any over this Thanksgiving yet. And it's just like, that's the only cranberry sauce I acknowledge. And I realize that some people love it looks like a berry or like I made it from scratch. But it's like, give me a break. No, can I slice this?
The canned cranberry sauce is sort of having a resurgence of respect.
I hope so, because it's the place. Yeah. It's where I always go when I want to, make a cranberry moment with my dressing stuffing moment. And that is, I just think it's the only option for me personally, but I respect others' opinions, but I'm not moving.
You eating the dressing and cranberry mix is really intense.
Why?
It's the most intense thing I ever see.
There's a specific way to do it, and you have to
he sits at the Thanksgiving table, doesn't talk to anybody, and just slices the cranberry, puts it in his stuffing, and then just meshes it with
you have to mix it up very fervently.
It's you don't do it as you're having conversation. Everything.
No, I'm focused.
You are focused on it, and we all sit in silence and are just what's he doing?
No one's sitting in silence. You can do other things, but yes, this is what's happening, and I wish you all the best in your journeys, but this is mine, and I'm on it. So if you want to get on, we can talk about it, but no, this isn't a multitask moment. moment for me. So also my mom very kindly sent me fillings for potato pies. There was a sweet potato pie that was made. There was two, the regular version and also a version with cinnamon in it. And both were amazing. It was a big hit at the Thanksgiving I went to. And
are there leftovers? Because I've never had sweet potato pie.
No.
Oh. Well, maybe next year.
Maybe next
year.
But they were both excellent. And it's just like, it makes me so excited for when I go home for Christmas and this all happens again. Like a lot of the food I'm neither here nor there about, but the sweet potato pie and the dressing are just the stars of the show. Like Turkey Schmurky, never heard of her, but these two, A+.
Agree. Turkey's just like, why do we even do it? Why do we put so much effort into it? I could talk about it forever. My qualms with Thanksgiving are just.
You should get a journal and write about it.
I really should.
Well, guys, thank you guys so much for listening. I hope you enjoyed the podcast this week. If you did, make sure to go to our YouTube channel at youtube.com/2gaymats for more 2gaymats content. If you really like us, go to patreon.com/2gaymats for as little as $1 video. You get an extra bonus video from us every single week. We're going to be putting up a reaction to the Jagged Little Pill musical on our main channel soon, so watch out for that. And follow us on Twitter and Instagram at 2gaymats for both of us. And it's Matt Steele for Matt Steele and Matt Palmer Music for me. Is there anything else you'd like to tell the people?
Happy Christmas season.
Yes, guys. Happy holidays to everyone.
Happy holidays. It's December.
It's December. We made it. And we'll be back soon with another brand new 2Gaymats podcast. Bye.